it's been a while since I've done a little writing vlog. I'm on holiday this week, so I am in the throes of editing the first draft of my witchy contemporary fantasy. I have to admit that after I'd finished the first draft, and this was the second first draft I finished this year, I did my cozy fantasy mystery and I finished this one. And I was like, yay, you know, I've done it, sort of thing. Finished 2 first drafts. And then I kind of got into my own head and I kind of couldn't decide what one to focus on. I wanted to get my cozy fantasy mystery done because it was the first one that I finished. But I was also thinking, well, I want to submit this contemporary fantasy to agents and that, and that takes a long time if you're lucky enough to be, you know, to get that far. And I thought, and it kind of went back and forth, and I really was procrastinating again, just like I did last year. And this time I went away on holiday, and like I put a little video up. I didn't put much effort into it, to be honest. And it was to the Warner Brothers studios down in London, and then to the Tutankhamun interactive exhibit, which was really nice. They had a huge big room, and they had like video of it on it, of the history of Tutankhamun, then how they found his tomb and all that, and it was on all the walls, and then it would come down onto the floor. And you had these great big cushions that you were just sitting on. And beetles would come down one corner of the wall and they'd come all the way down over the floor. And then at one point it was like you're going down the Nile and there would be like little lotus flowers floating past you, and it'd be night time and you would see tents and firelight of, you know, people in their tents and things like that. And it was just so soothing, and the music has been specially made for that one as well. It's on Spotify. I keep meaning to look for it. It was specially made, and it was just so tranquil and soothing and relaxing. You could just, I was saying to myself, I could just stay in this room forever. It was really nice. But so we did that, and then coming home, and this is where I kind of got inspired. We went to the Jane Austen house in Chawton, which is about an hour outside, an hour and a half outside of London. So we did that on the way back home, and it was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. It was actually hot when we were down in London. Went to Jane Austen's house. Beautiful village, like I said. It's got some of those, you know, lovely thatched roofed cottages, things like that. And you see some from some of the photos. You go in and they've got like the period dresses hanging on the wash line. And then when you go in, and it wasn't too busy either because it's such a small place, you know, it's an old house, so they're not terribly big. And it was, there wasn't many people there, you know. I think they only allow maybe a dozen people in at a time, if that. And we walk in and go through the rooms, and there's the little table where Jane Austen wrote her novels. I think she revised her first 3 and then wrote another 5. Is that right? And yeah, you're just looking at it and you think, gosh, she just sat at this tiny little table, a chair, a pen and paper, and just wrote those novels. And these are novels that are even today still beloved. So that got me thinking, well, if I can't put a bum on a seat and just my fingers on a keyboard, then, you know, what am I doing? If Jane Austen can sit down at a tiny little table and write these novels out in paper and pen, I should be able to sit down. Not that I'm comparing myself to Jane Austen in any way, but I should at least be able to sit down at a keyboard and do some writing. So one of the things I have discovered, well, I haven't just discovered it, I know this about myself, is that I'm a morning writer. And I work from 6 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. So by the time I get home, I am pretty tired, because it's also a physically demanding job as well. I'm pretty tired, and sometimes the creativity's not that great. And this is for anything. I've found this with any of my creative outlets, like needle felting or sculpting, making journals, things like that. Morning, I am one of those annoying morning people that'll get up quite happy, you know, singing the song and all that sort of thing. So yeah, morning time is my best time to be creative. And I thought, well, do you know what? I'm just going to have to suck it up. But what I think I'm going to be doing, because I'm editing this, and I also have this here is some romance novels I want to get outlined and write for next February, Valentine's Day. So I'm thinking romance, Valentine's Day, you know, it'll be the same thing. Those will just be little short novels, you know, maybe 40, 50,000 words. So I was thinking during the week, I can do all my editing and things like that, because I don't know, when you've got the basics of it down, and I have went through, where's my thing here? I'll show you. This is my little, I've shown you this before. So for this Witchy Contemporary book, I went through all the chapters. I'm concentrating on the story just now because I didn't outline, so I need to go through and check any glaring inconsistencies with the story, plus add in more things that kind of popped up. Like, I'm going to be doing new chapters that actually have King Arthur in them, because it has an Arthurian influence. So I've written down all the chapters, so what I need to do in these chapters. I've got my little chapter blurbs in here. So some of them at the moment I've just, especially at the beginning, I always find this, I start off, it's okay, and it takes me maybe half a dozen chapters to get into the flow of it. So later ones are not too bad. The first ones, it didn't help that this didn't have an outline. I have to say that I enjoyed writing it at the time, but I think not having an outline made me meander a bit. So this week I've been combining, I think, about 3 chapters where it was slow, the pacing was slow, and I had stuff in it and I really didn't need, and also a very glaring mistake in it, which I've rectified. So I've got that down. That's a good chunk right there that I've done this week, and I can continue doing that. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I'm thinking during the week after work I can sit and edit this book, and at the weekends when I'm not babysitting my granddaughter, because I work Monday to Friday, I can just get a chunk of writing done. So I found some live streams on, I think I was following the Goddesses of Writing live streams, and that's like author D.L. Tillery, Aphrodite, can't remember, Tamara Woods and them. They're doing, it's like 90k in 18 weeks or something like that. Found their live streams. Unfortunately I can't follow them live because they're the middle of the night for me. But there we go, I follow them anyways, just so there's somebody in the background writing with me. So that's my plan so far, doing that. I have started doing some more with, I keep looking down at here, I'm talking to you guys, picking up social media a bit as well. That'll be done during the week as well. Not too much, because I'm not going to do a lot and then not be able to keep it up, because that's just silly. Especially when in the past I've shown that I can't do it. I do it for so long and then it's just like, no, fed up with that, don't want to do it anymore. Must be my age, I think. So yeah, that is my plans so far. I'm editing my witchy contemporary fantasy. I've got other ones that I'm going to be outlining. My cozy fantasy will wait until this one's been done, just because I want to focus I think that's what I need to do, just focus on something. And that's what tripped me up, because I couldn't think of what I needed to focus. I was going back and forth between the two first drafts that I had. And then it suddenly dawned on me, like, went to Jane Austen's and I thought, well, she can write at that little table. What excuse have I got? Again, not comparing myself to Jane Austen. Just her work ethic. That's what we did, her work ethic. And yeah, so that made me really think about what I needed to focus on first, because I think I was just spreading myself a little too thin there. And it was just because I was trying to think of what to focus on, I couldn't focus on anything. I think that's what happened. So I'm editing this week, I'm on holiday. We've had lovely weather here in Scotland, well, all over Britain really. Lots of sunshine this summer. It's been a decent summer for a change. Last year was dreadful, it was just damp and dull most of the time. But this year it's been really good, and of course when I'm on holiday it rains. But I have to say it was quite nice to see it, and I'm not really an outdoorsy person. I don't have a garden anyway, so I can't go and sit out and write. I used to when I did have a garden. Can't do that now, but even so I can't sit out in the sun and just bake. It seems pointless to me. But anyway, that was a side note. Again, meandering there. What else did I need to talk to you about? I think that's really it. I've just been trying to get this, focus on this, and it's just kind of solidified into a little routine for me that I can concentrate on, and hopefully maybe, what, this is August, nearly the end of August, maybe by New Year I'll have it decent enough that I could start submitting it. We'll see. I'll think about it, but at the moment, yeah, I'm just enjoying the process. And I know a lot of people don't like editing. I don't mind it to start with, and then when you've went through it about the 4th, 5th time, your manuscript, you're just like, oh, no. Anyway, I'm just blethering on here now, just going on tangents. So I'm going to leave it there. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.